Good evening, and welcome back to the Iron Realm and episode 40. It's been a long time since we got here, but we are so glad that everybody is able to join us. We have some new faces and some old faces to start off our 40th episode. It has been a while, so be prepared. It's going to be a very, very enjoyable ride. My name is Chris Boggs. Or Crispy. I'm the DM for this game. Listen, I'm gonna mess that up no matter what we do, so I might as well just get it out of the way. I'm the DM for the Iron Realm D&D group, and this is our show, which is based on Er'fro'ren, a home brew. I'd like to introduce our player characters. If each of you, when I call your name, if you tell the audience who you are, your character's name, what level you are, and what type of character that you are playing. First off, we're going to go with Matt.
Hey guys, I am Matt. I am playing Tolnar. He's a half elf male rogue level 6.
David.
Hello, my name's David. I play Q, a 6th level Lightfoot Halfling cleric with my trusty mount U.
Bradley.
Hello, I am Bradley, and I am playing Kingfisher Blue, a level 6 Aarakocra monk of certain intellectual aptitude.
John.
I'm John. I'm playing Zechariah, a human paladin of the 6th level, and being a true and stout warrior for the Alpha Bog. Alphazah!
Alphazah.
Allison.
Hi, I'm Allison. I play the duo Theo and Kent, a Kalashkar and Cat Rose, level 5.
And Rhea.
Hello, I am Rhea. I play a level 6 rogue soul knife. She is an Eladrin elf. Her name is Lominde. Level 5.
Last but not least, Lisa.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I play Aaron, a level 5 elf paladin.
Excellent. Thank you so much. If you don't know where we are, I will give you an update. In our last episode, the party continues their search for the royal astronomer Relpek in the underground labyrinth of Er'fro'ren, a former dwarven monastery. The Udak Uwu cult allegedly kidnapped Relpek and his telescope, an instrument rumored to have witnessed the destruction of the Iron Realm. The adventurers had previously defeated 3 Yuan-ti nightmare speakers while exploring dormitory hallways underneath the monastery. Kingfisher Blue investigates a mysterious reflecting pool, discovering indentations where a figure once lay in a prostrate position. Q finds a silver band, which temporarily blinds him when worn, but enhances his hearing, allowing him to perceive the voices of his allies with heightened clarity. After their battle with the 3 Yuan-ti nightmare speakers, they decide to take a long rest, considering the room that they are in a defensible position, before continuing their search for Relpek. This is where we find our adventurers. Let's roll and find out. Good evening, adventurers!
Huzzah!
Ah!
Hello!
Dungeon Master, I believe that
Hello
was
and well met.
Very,
I believe
very
that was
long time
Oh.
since you're
Ah!
3 years, in fact. And No small feat, but I thank each and every one of you for coming back and being so encouraging in restarting, or not restarting, but continuing our adventures in the Iron Realm, and especially in Er'fro'ren. This is something that we've wanted to do for a very long time, and I think everyone is excited. I know I am, and I know that each one of you, for this game, has a special place in your heart. I do want to welcome 2 new members to our group. Ria, who is joining us, as well as Lisa. Ria happens to be affiliated with Allison as her roommate in college, and we're so excited to have you here. And Lisa is a colleague of mine, but she's also our #1 fan. She has actually been one of the reasons why we are coming back, because she kept asking me, when are you guys going to put out some more shows? So with new technology, as well as a little bit more gray in the beard and the hair, we have aged just a little bit, but that's okay. I'm just excited that we're going to get to play. So adventurers, are you ready to start the evening off?
Yes.
Let's roll.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
100%.
Alphazar.
Alpha.
So, adventurers, you find yourself in a room. Well, you have been in a room. Asleep with a long rest. When you notice a shimmering which wakes you up from your sleep. Looking around the room, you see a bright light at the doorway, and in comes 2 individuals. I will let them walk through the gigantic warp that we have on screen. And I would like for Aaron, as well as Lomende, to describe who you are, so that the party will be able to see you.
Who goes first?
Either one.
Rock, paper, scissors.
What? just jump in there and start. Doesn't matter.
Same time. So I'm Aaron Stonefeld, a elf paladin, obviously by the ears. And I have on a lot of armor, a lot of heavy armor, and I have a very big mace that's sparkly. That's what you see.
Okay. You need to, you also need to move in the room, just so that everybody.
Oh yeah.
My microphone.
How do I move? Exactly?
You should be able to use your cursor, highlight your character, and move the character with arrows or with your mouse. On your not your screen that you're viewing, but your other screen.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to let her talk, and while I figure it out.
It's okay.
My name is Luminde, though I have gone by many names before, and I will probably go by many names after this. I stand at about 6 feet tall. I wear the pretty traditional, robe clothes, not too many belt buckles or anything, something incredibly easy to move in. I am a rogue, and the rest is need to know.
Interesting. So, adventuring party. As you wake up, you feel your bones creak. You feel rested, but still very tired. And as you look at each other, you notice that there's quite a bit of gray in your beards that have grown while you've been asleep, as well as your outfits seem to be have a little bit more wear on them. There's dust on your shoulders. Your blades are rusty. As you look over to the circle with the water, the sacrificial water rain, get it together, where you was sleeping, you notice that there is a carcass there. Bones are protruding, and there's a smell of rot where you no longer is alive. You is no longer alive.
You as the sheep, or you as you?
No, the sheep. The sheep's dead.
EW.
Piteously,
the
my
sheep.
noble mount is dead.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we're having a certain movie type of moment there.
You are dead. You are dead.
So
no, you are
No,
dead.
I am me.
So-
before you.
He was a noble steed and served me well.
Lisa, have you been able to figure out how to move your token?
No,
Okay. Are you on a PC?
no.
What are you on?
I'm on a MacBook Air.
Okay. The interface, I think. Well, do you have a little menu bar over on your left hand side? Is there like a menu or like some little icons? It look like a little pointer arrow, a hand will be there, a paintbrush, a T, like for a font.
But
Do you see that?
Mine is saying that your game is missing features.
Okay.
And a bunch of stuff. I can't even see them.
Okay. Cue Matt.
I see what
Let's
you're talking about.
cue Matt's phrase for D&D Wednesday nights.
Right?
Games.
Wouldn't be D&D without
See-
technical difficulties.
Okay, so we're going to pretend right now, right? Since we're doing nothing but pretend, we're going to pretend that you're in the room.
Sure.
So Chris, I want to go back. I mean, as soon as we see two people, there you go. Okay, yeah, and we can move you.
I
Right.
can move
right.
you to wherever you
Others can actually move you. But as when these two come into the room, I mean, I'm taking everything in. You know, I kind of get up and like you said, you know, I'm obviously I'm aged a little bit. I'm a little bit creakier, right? You can hear my because I was already kind of a little old anyway, right? I was already, you know, in my 50s anyway. But as soon as I see what I assume would be a fellow paladin, or at least a warrior dressed in some type of heavy armor, and then like, can I check to see, or can I make a check to see if there's any type of like religious iconography that she's wearing? I mean, any symbols of a faith, anything like that, before I speak?
You can do a investigation or a history check, one of the two.
Let's do no bonus on either. Let's try history. Let's see what the first roll tonight presents. An unlucky 13, or maybe a lucky 13.
Well, you can tell that she's a paladin, that there is a particular order that she is a part of by her, not only her mannerisms but also the outfit that she's wearing. But you are unfamiliar with it. It would take you a little bit of time to research or ask her more questions.
Well, that's the next thing I'm going to do. Obviously, I'm going to step. I don't know, Kingfisher Blue. I think. Are you over my token?
Nope. Kingfisher Blue is down below. He's next to Theo and Kat.
Okay, because all I see, because I did not see my token.
You're on the table.
Yes.
Oh, that was weird. Okay, never mind. I'm on it. So I will. I'm going to actually take a 5-foot step towards this new group that's come in a non-threatening manner, by the way. And I'm going to address Aaron, the paladin, and I'll say, "Well met, holy warrior. Who do you fight for? What god do you swing that large mace for?" As I put my own hand on my weapon in a very subtle way.
What do I do now?
You answer.
Oh.
Answer as you would your character.
Right.
Well met, holy warrior. I fight for the one god, the one bog.
The alpha bog. And so I make the symbol of the gesture of the alpha bog. And I also show off my shield.
And I have a pendant.
Okay.
From a holy order.
Point of order. She meant the one true bog, not the alpha bog of the Pantheon.
The one true bog. Yes. The fog. The one.
Oh, you know what? So outside, I thought the alpha bog was the one true bog.
That's the king of bogs.
I always thought
that's like Jesus, but I'm talking about Yahweh.
The alpha bog is the leader of the pantheon of bogs from Appalachia and the Iron Realm. The one true bog is the one that is becoming new and fancy around the area. It says the pantheon are, outdated and the bogs of old.
Bogs of old.
Why am I so much pain?
So I regardless
we are of the same family.
Well, no, of course, right. But I mean, I show my respect for your allegiance. And then I look kind of suspiciously at Lomondé, and I go, and you accompany her? You are friends?
I have never met this woman before in my life. We just managed to cross paths. I was not careful enough, obviously. I travel alone.
Wherever you came from, you both entered into the room at the same together. It could have been that both of you were just swept up from wherever you were before.
Or perhaps they both crawled out of a barrel. Who knows?
That is very true. Or went into a barrel and came out the other end in this room.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does. Always. So, anyone else wish to discuss or talk with them? Or tell me what you guys are doing. That's the main thing.
I am saying a prayer for the loss of my noble steed, wishing him to go off to the fields of his choice to graze and do sheepy things, as befits a noble steed of his honor.
Who else?
I don't think the sheep ever established preferred pronouns, but you would imply female, so you knew him better than I did. So
Tolnar looks over at Q. You go, well, at night, hopefully you can pick him out of the bunch that is normally counted, and just looks over at the new party members.
Kat, or Theo, what are you doing?
Theo is kind of gonna stare at Lominde. I mean, you're looking at this almost 30-something year old woman with like dirty, noble clothing and pure white hair. But she's not saying anything. And then a cat jumps up on the table and it's just staring you directly down the barrel. And then it speaks.
We ever established
You're different.
Kat?
I like that about you. I'm Theo. And the human is Cat. You can't tell, it's a little mind, body switcheroo, whatever you want to call it. At this point, I've lived my life through this.
Amanda's just quiet and just like leveling them with a look. She's not really saying anything, but she does acknowledge what has been said to her.
What was the last thing that you knew before you arrived here? Where were you before you arrived here?
Minding my business. Doing some things that some people here might deem as slightly unsavory.
Sweet.
I was on a job.
And Aaron?
I was locked out of the kingdom that I call home and was sent on a journey. And I was walking through a vast, cold landscape, and I found myself here.
Would you mind just filling us in on what year is it?
Oh,
I
good.
don't know.
We actually haven't established a year in a timeline at this point. That's
But
probably
in
something that you come up with.
in the game, let's say that they tell us a year that is however many years past what we thought it to be.
3 years.
Well,
Three.
also, how about this? What is an event in the Iron Realm that everyone would know? Like, we would know the pandemic, we would know 9/11. Is there something in the Iron Realm that like literally affected everyone? Or would be a common reference?
The Great Plague of Highwind.
There is a plague. There is the plague.
What about your birthday campaign? Who was the big bad that was destroyed?
Yeah.
The army of the 12 has been pushing through the border villages and towns of Ithakoth, which is on the other side of the mountains. Remember that the mountain range actually splits the Iron Realm continent into 3 separate parts. Astharag, which is the part of the continent that you are in, Aphometh, which is the kingdom of the 5 baronies, and Ithakoth, which is where Highwind Keep is. The kingdom is reigned by a halfling teenager at this point. But the kingdom of Aphometh is right now is battling the army of the 12. So that would be the big thing that's going on in part of the continent. Otherwise, the history of Astharag is that the Kingdom of the Five Baronies, there has been a big celebration where the barons and baronesses who rule the kingdom, the five baronies, the kingdom, have had a falling out with each other, and you remember that from Tinker, which was not
Yes.
the 2023 not campaign, but the holiday campaign. So we
What was that?
to each of the baronies at that point, a baron and baronesses.
So right. So to Bradley's point, and this is important, especially when we get to times like this. So how would we either ask them, or if they could tell us, or what would we even know? In other words, how could we establish how much time has passed? I guess is what I'm trying. How would we, as our characters?
Right now, you as your characters, the only way that you know that time has passed is by the fact that you is no more and has basically is now bones and bones and wool, but
sure,
as well as your facial hair, scalp hair, that sort of thing, as well as that would progress the time. As far as the timeline is concerned, you really don't know, because you've actually been in Er'fro'ren for a period of time.
Sure.
So what's going on outside you would not know about, other than what has transpired prior to you coming here, which is knowing that the army of the 12 is in a fight with the kingdom of Ithakoth, and that there are things that are going on within Astharag, with the kingdom of the five baronies. But you in and of yourself would not know what's going on outside of what's happening right now. I mean, they could tell you a bunch of lies, or they could tell you a bunch of truths. You really wouldn't know until you exit the monastery and get out to a village that's got people that can tell you one way or the other what's going on.
Sure.
All right, but let's say for the expediency, that we knew what year it was when we took the long rest, and then they know what year it is now, and so we can just say, oh, it's 1163 of the Common Era or whatever it is. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you actually ever created a calendar.
I did.
I haven't. You did.
I have one. I have one because I have all of the king's advisors. I've got every one of them on a gigantic spreadsheet with the years that they are in. But when you went into Er'fro'ren,
okay,
the majority. Let's put it this way: the majority of the barons and baronesses that were the heads of the five kingdoms, or the five baronies, they were the 9th generation of family members within that family line. And I've actually got the family lines too. But that being said, Bradley's idea is probably the easiest for expediency in doing this. That it's been 3 years since you started your long rest, and looking up.
Wow.
So yeah, your hair is probably, your character's hair is probably as long as what your hair is now, John. And everybody else's facial hair and that sort of thing. And Kingfisher Blue, you probably have a little bit of feathers on the floor, that sort of thing, where you have
I'm molting
and grown back, your character. Cat, has probably uh, uh, gotten a little bit more gray in the fur, etc. So I did it again, didn't I? Theo.
Theo. Okay.
Theo.
Okay.
Theo.
So Theo is in Cat's body, and Cat's body is in Theo. Theo is the human
Stuck in a cat's body.
stuck in a cat's body,
Okay.
and Cat is the cat stuck in a human body.
Okay. So,
It's great.
But both
great.
of them are still pretty young. The cat hasn't even reached like 50 years old in cat years. And the human isn't even 30 yet.
Okay.
So at most, they've probably shed a bunch of fur, and the human has long hair down to her butt at this
So-
point.
So needless to say, as we're all sitting here and talking and quizzing each other, this is how we realize that 3 years has passed.
correct.
Yes.
And then obviously I'll ask Aaron and Lemon Day, have you, so, we've experienced this time acceleration. Was there anything like that for you when you came through this portal, or was there some realm event maybe to where you woke up, you went to bed one night and you woke up and it was 3 years later, like before you came through the portal?
No.
Okay.
It is present day for them.
Okay. All right.
Like as in they walked through the portal, pulled them in, and they were here.
Sure.
From where they
Okay. Right. Right. But I would still ask that just
Oh.
because I, trying to decipher, because obviously jumping ahead 3 years is a pretty rough, pretty, a shocking event.
Yes. So, with that being said, I can already see that Q has been moving around quite a bit, dancing and hopping, which is usually the cue that the party needs to figure out what they're going to do next. So you still have a number of places to possibly explore and to exploit, but and you can obviously relay information to the other party members if they decide to go with you, these new folks, but relaying information about things that you guys have gone through, details of things going on. There goes Q.
Yeah, well, obviously, I'll explain everything about how we found ourselves here and the the core of what we're trying to solve here, right, which is the discovery of what's happened to Relpac, and just as best I can try and get them up to speed.
Sure, and that's something
and and say, right, obviously this portal has closed. You've been delivered to us. We've been here to receive you, and so we must, I would think, to adventure together to try and defeat whatever is here. And we would certainly.
Quick question for our newcomers. Perchance, was there a giant meteor of any sort in the past few years that it destroyed most everything, and we're now in a post-apocalyptic iron realm, and you're just scrambling around trying to find sustenance, or maybe because that's what we were here. We were trying to prevent a cataclysm event. And Relpec probably died in captivity while we were sleeping, and so we need to catch up on the newest events of the Iron Realm, Asterag, and chances are our reward money has been long spent, and we have been forgotten. Just wondering.
I put my hand on Kingfisher Blue's shoulder and I go, "You will never be forgotten, ever."
Well, I should hope not. But I'm better known in Ithacoth than I am in Asterag, and I don't even remember how I got here, so I miss my friends in Highwind, and I wonder if I still have a job.
Okay. So, what does the party want to do?
Well, let's get a yes or no on this realm destroying meteorite.
Well,
The world's
if
still
there-
intact.
Well, if there was a giant meteor, I certainly missed it, which might be more concerning than the giant meteor itself.
All right, good.
The giant
Well, then we
meteorite-
must assume that Relpick was
giant
crazy.
meteorite could be linked to the old stories of my homeland, where 1,000 years before my family held the keys to our North Kingdom, there was a giant meteorite that fell in the North Kingdom. So I wonder if they are intertwined in some way. We shall see. So I feel like I should go with you.
All new mysteries to discover. I wish I had met Relpick. I found him a kindred spirit. Oh, and please pardon me, I must check on my friends in my bowling bag. I shall return post haste. The Kingfisher crawls into the bowling bag sitting next to him.
So you're just gonna go in there and leave everybody behind? Let somebody else pick up your bag?
Yes, Yes, Zechariah, my dear friend, would you mind carrying this around while we search? And I'll come out in a little bit. I just need to check on everything in here, and I'll come back out shortly.
I'll sling it over my shoulder. Is
Well,
this the
let me
golf
get in
bag?
there.
Is this the golf bag?
No, this is the bowling bag. This is
The bowling bag. Oh, okay, that's right.
Yes.
Okay, the bowling bag.
Bag isn't it? Actually,
Just for backstory, the bowling bag is like New Scarmander's briefcase.
Sure.
There's a whole miniature world inside. He has friends and livestock and gardens, and so he's going to check.
Nice.
It's been so many years.
I can some way attach that, Chris, so I can still have my sword and shield at the ready.
it's got handles on it, so you can tie it off with your belt or whatever.
Perfect.
you do.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah,
So I'll secure it just so I can make sure I still have my.
it looks similar to a bowling bag.
I got you. Sure.
I don't
It's a
believe
blue
we have,
leather solid. Well, what do you call that? It looks like a bowling bag. That's why I call it that. But that's what our friend Philip called it. Anyway, so, but yeah, I will return. My friend Hydrangea and I'll be back. And so he flies into the bag, and I'll be back shortly.
Theo wants to ask something of the two newbies.
Go ahead.
She's sitting on the floor looking up at the two of them. By any chance, have you seen a noble family's parents with white hair like mine? I'd say. And fair skin, blue eyes. By any chance?
I hope you know how little that narrows things down. Feature wise. Unfortunately, no. And if I did, they, you know, I do steal things. But as far as I know, no.
Well, let me tell you, if you stole something from them, you'd be dead.
Oh, would I? Okay.
Yes, you very much would be.
I like that one.
All of the nobles in my, all of the noble elves in my land have brown hair.
Also, Laminde's gonna kind of gesture over her shoulder, if that's okay, and point out, the halfling just ran out of the door. Is that concerning behavior, or does he just normally do that?
That's his thing.
No,
That's
concerning
He loves to run.
concerning
Okay.
behavior
Traveling down
is
the
if he
hallway
stays
so to
still.
see you.
He requires enrichment. I see.
Okay. So, it seems like everybody is running after Q. I almost said Sticky, trying not to. we just spent the last
swear.
4 months with David playing another character.
Q acts just like Sticky.
So
They might be cousins.
Q, where you are standing. There is a small fire pit as well as a set of stairs going up. These are the same set of stairs that you all came down when you came to this level from the level above. So,
You're gonna have to move Aaron.
remember the number one rule is don't split the party. So,
Well, you're gonna have to bring Aaron.
okay,
She can't move.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. So, and Kingfisher will be back with us in just a moment. He is a.
Well, I guess technically Kingfisher's with me.
Okay. Oh, that's right. So, I have the ability to fix that.
Yeah, you can just put him with me, or if you want to have it so anyone can. I mean, in fact, if you want to change his token and Aaron's, and we can just kind of move them with us or whatever. There's a way that you can change it on the token to just say like play or something like all players or like who owns this or controls the token. You can change it to like all players or something like that.
For whatever reason, it says determined by character settings. I don't have the ability to change it.
Oh, okay. I mean, there could have been some new update. I know that used to be the old.
It's
the old thing.
I can do that with anybody else.
Okay.
Don't mind the technical difficulties, folks.
Yeah, mine just even yours says determined by character.
Okay.
So
so just like I said, just keep.
Great.
Just I guess you'll just have to move Tonar and Aaron or Lisa. Just kind of. I don't know. Do you want to be in front of the party? Do you want to be in the back of the party? In the middle? Kind of where do you want to?
The middle's fine.
Okay. All right. So you can saddle her up with me, or me and her, because that's where I'll kind of hang out too in the middle, maybe. So you can just kind of keep all of us together, maybe. I don't know, however you want to do it.
Okay. So I've given Aaron Stormfell's character as all players, so that you can move her when need be.
Thank you.
But for whatever reason, anybody else? Let's see. Yep, I can do hers, but can't do it to
Kingfisher.
Yeah, I can't do it to any of our already established characters.
Okay.
I can do it to Allison. I can do it to
Hey,
All right. So yeah, you can just park Kingfisher somewhere if you want, and we can just say assume that he's with me or whenever he pops out
Yeah,
of the bag.
I can move Kingfisher myself. That's not a problem.
Right.
So,
Right.
okay.
I
So,
am ready to return.
yeah,
Ah.
oh, good. Yay.
Just in time.
So moving through the caverns, you manage to make your way back to what says room number 5, which is the misery cord, or the room of discipline. Usually found within a monastery in the event that discipline needs to be administered to a member of the faith. This would be the room that they would be taken to. As you see, there is a couple of chairs in here, but it is a flagged stone floor with stone walls and a stone ceiling. Within the room, natural light is coming in and illuminating the room. So, completely up to you what you decide to do here. Most of you are within the cavern itself, heading to the room. Sticky, anything that I did it again. Q. It's gonna take me a while to get back into that character. Q, is there something that you're looking for within room 5 or in this room?
Because I failed in keeping my mount alive, I'm looking for a small whip for self-flagellation until I can do penance.
Okay. You have 2 chairs that you can investigate if you want to. I believe that you've already gone through this room, but obviously there may be something that you missed while you were in here.
A quick investigation would not be amiss.
Okay.
Although we have been here before. As I look around and try to determine if anything of value is in here, I am sorely disappointed with a 9.
Okay. Yeah, you find cushions that seem to have moldy, rotting goose feathers, but no wool of any kind, and no sheep's bladder or anything like that. So yeah.
And while a comfy chair is a punishment in some circles, it does not work for me.
The comfy chair? The comfy chair?
I guess we will look elsewhere.
Okay.
For things to experience and to involve ourselves in.
Lomende, are you also looking in the room, or are you going on?
I can look in the room.
It's completely up to you. If anybody else wants to as well, you're more than welcome to. Obviously, Hugh is looking from his height.
Meanwhile, Kingfisher emerges from the bowling bag, and you hear him talking back into the bag. And says, yes, dear. Yes, I know. I don't know what happened either, but I'll explain it to the group, and then we'll go from there. I'll be back. I promise. All right.
I got a 22.
22.
Probably, let's see if 3 feet helps anything.
I do have a very low perspective.
Okay. Lomende, you find a very small jar, almost the size of like a baby food jar. Not even a full-size baby food jar, but like a small baby food jar with a stopper on the top. And rattling around inside are what appear to be dried red mushrooms.
Okay, can I just put that like in my inventory and keep that?
Yes, if you choose to,
Okay.
or you can hand it to somebody else.
Could I?
Roll a history check.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Ooh, very nice. You know from previous encounters with dwarves that these dried mushrooms are a delicacy for dwarves. So it makes perfect sense that they would be in a dwarven monastery and temple. Aha. Okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna share that with the rest of the party when I step out into the hallway. But I am going to put that in my pocket.
And that was just a little bit higher than what you could reach and see.
It would be excellent for a stew later on if we get a chance. So as Kingfisher emerges from the bowling bag, anyone would notice that he's freshly groomed. He's wearing a new, same outfit, but a fresh one, and he appears to be invigorated, and all his weaponry has been cleaned and polished, and he says, "Funny thing about my bag, I hate admitting that I did not know something, but time moves differently in there. So my friends all thought I'd only been gone a few months. Anyway, if anyone else would care to refresh that when we get a chance, there's that opportunity, but I'm feeling great, and those mushrooms look delicious, my new friend. Yes, you should definitely hold on to those. Anyway, I see we've moved into the room of requirement, and I'm ready to continue our adventure."
Okay. So Q has taken it upon himself to run down the hallway.
Of course.
Into darkness.
I do wander off if left unsupervised.
That is very
The cat is just
Or if supervised.
Yes.
the room of requirement. That's funny. No copyright intended.
No, not as I did mention a character name earlier that is also copyright, but that anyway, person.
Don't mention it. Jeez.
Simply
Anyway.
for fair use reference. Oops.
So Q, you can actually see a little bit more. Is everybody else following Q?
Trying to accidentally zoomed out the map instead of moving my character.
Well,
I
yes, if
did
there's going to be
notice
any
that.
traps, he's going to set it off first.
That is very true.
With him. That's why we had the sheep go first.
You.
For a
Hey.
three-foot creature, he certainly does run
Yeah.
faster than a cat.
For you. So, Zechariah, that area. and you'll have to forgive me, I'm not exactly sure what the red line was from. I think that was from many, many moons ago. So,
Someone made a mark on our map.
About 36 of them ago.
I like this little alcove over here.
you can actually hear running water running on the other side of that wall. Q. It sounds like that particular area has running water just kind of rushing through it.
Curiouser and curiouser. But boring. Wander off. I'm going to stand over here next to the new person.
Okay.
Till my eyes adjust to the darkness.
How's that? That help? Low Mende and Q. From where you're standing, you can feel an intense heat coming from the room ahead of you. It is very dark. You can't see much of anything in the way of what's in front of you.
I'm going to reach down, pick up a pebble, cast light upon the pebble, and throw it into the room.
Okay. How many feet
Not
do you have to go?
not to be that D&D player, but I have dark vision.
Okay, even with dark vision,
Okay.
you can barely see in this room.
Okay.
I was getting ready to say that. How far does the can you throw that rock?
Well, I can throw it as far as you're going to let me throw it, as it is basically a rock.
Okay, and you happen to be what?
3 feet tall.
3 feet tall. You are just a little bit shorter than my son, and he can throw he can throw a baseball. Oh gosh, probably what, 10, 15 feet, or actually
Easily.
more than that. He could throw it probably 30 feet. So, let's say.
I mean, 30 feet's a reasonable distance throwing into the darkness. I'm not going to necessarily hurl it. I'm more along the lines of, say, underhand pitch, toss.
Oh, I understand. I wish they would allow you to use circles instead of squares, but I will. The pebble lands with a skid, with kind of a skid, causing the dirt below it to have a fine groove where the pebble lands, and that light, as it hits, stops and illuminates that one area. As it was thrown, you could just make out things that it passed, and one of the things that it passed appeared to be a small column to the left of it, and then the column disappeared as the rock light moved past. the illuminated pebble, and then the pebble landed in the middle.
If I close my eyes and concentrate very hard, can I hear anything moving? Flow of rocks, stuff like that.
You can hear the sound of water from just previously being next to that wall. You can hear what appears to be a bubbling sound ahead of you and slightly to your right. That immense heat is still coming right at you. But you can also hear a breathing noise within the room. And it's unlike any type of breathing that you have ever heard.
Guys, there's all the distinct appearances of a critter and a hot one in front of us. Other than the pillar, do I see anything moving in a direct line between me and the pebble?
No, it's like I said, it is completely dark. The only thing that you can see ahead of you is just the area where that pebble is lit up, almost like a pillar of light straight up into the air. But nothing past it, nothing on either side of it, just straight up. And it's
not only is there the potential for critter problems, but magical shenanigans are afoot, because that should be a 20-foot square. Do we feel brave, or shall we be discreet?
We're always brave.
Could I try to stealth my way over to grab the rock and move it around and see if that illuminates anything?
You could certainly try.
It's already too late if the DM's laughing.
There it
In other
is.
words,
There it is. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm having second thoughts.
in other words, he said, if you're froggy enough, go ahead and jump.
This is an FAFO situation.
Yes.
And you're just on the F, the first one.
Yeah.
Hey, remind me again what level you are.
Disposable.
They are all bags of meat.
I'm scared.
All playing aside, you can certainly try and do that if you want to. You can roll a stealth check. And what's your rate of movement?
30 feet. I can literally go just far enough to grab the rock and come back in one movement. I have a...
Yeah, it's 30 feet straight to it.
Yeah, that's as far as I can go to.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
If you choose to, roll for stealth.
Oh no. The dice have been so good, and now they're not. I got a 13.
With a +7, you got a 13. Oh my!
Yeah. They were so good to me earlier, and they're
you stumble into the darkness, and as you stand there, you hear the breathing.
Why did I want to do things?
Can I see her silhouette with the light behind her?
I smell you.
That falls under the category of things that are bad.
Hugh, what did you say?
Can I see her silhouette with the light behind her?
No,
Oh dear God!
you cannot.
No.
What have I done?
No.
You can see the rock and the pillar of light coming out of it straight up. That's it.
Okay. Guys, things have already gone sideways and we haven't done much. Help?
I'm supposed to be smarter than this.
Q,
See, this is
we
why you
never
don't run
do.
from us.
This usually works.
I thought I could trust you.
I do this for a living. I told you I'm normally better than this.
Here for a living too.
Okay.
Miss Man.
Kingfisher Blue says that he's investigating the running water. The running water behind the wall. You'll need to roll an investigation check.
Back the chat, please.
What was that?
Say that
That
again.
was
I rolled a natural
Yeah.
20 plus 3 on the investigation check about 8
Yeah.
minutes ago.
Yeah, he nailed it.
So the running water that's behind the wall appears to, as you lean over and then up and lean down and up, you can tell that the water goes to about mid shin on a human. It's not very high, but it is moving quite briskly. Where it's coming from or where it's going to, you can't tell without putting eyes on, but you can tell that it is not, whatever it is not the whole room from ceiling to floor or floor to ceiling. That's what I meant to say. But it is within that room or within whatever's behind there. Obviously, from the map, we know that there's another room on the other side that y'all have already investigated at some point, but you in this position, without actually drawing a map as you go, wouldn't know where exactly that little room is, so, or where you are compared to where that room is.
The map's all in here. So, all right. I will relay that information to the rest of the party, and then I will join our companions and their compulsion to find danger and assist there.
So, let's see. Lomonde, are you going to try and move yourself back out of the room?
Yeah, I just got told the thing could smell me. I think I want to.
And
Come to the sound of my voice. Come to the sound of my voice.
Yeah, because of where you are, you can't actually see where your character is. So I'm going to help you.
I can see my little nameplate. I can move.
Okay. Well, if you want to move yourself out of that position, you're more than welcome to do so. What is the rest of the party wanting to do?
Come to the sound of my voice. Come to the sound of my voice. You're back.
I remember my good friend Bronson telling me that the last time this thing said it could smell us, he let a big fart and said, "Can you smell that?"
That was
I'm surprised he's not dead. Well, he is actually, I guess, but I don't know.
What does the party want to do? Tolnar, I think that you're kind of covered up, or half covered up by unrevealed wall. So let me get that out of the way for you. There you go. Now you're not covered up. Okay. So
this is the. I do believe this is the creature we were after many, many years ago. Apparently.
Maybe.
It's a pity you can't level up after a 3-year long rest.
The trying to pitch a light source in there, it literally only illuminated where it landed.
Right.
And then when Luminday went and got it,
He tried to.
Right.
Couldn't get
Aborted mission halfway through when it told me it
Right.
could smell me.
well, I mean, yeah, right. I mean, it's nothing chased her out of the darkness. In other words,
Can we skip some more rocks in there?
Oh, I can throw as many of those as you feel brave enough.
Let's light this thing up.
Oh,
Well, does anyone have ability to possibly dispel any type of
yeah, I looked.
magic?
Who has magic?
Yeah, I looked. That
I
was
mean,
that was the
I'm
first thing
looking-
I looked at.
That typically would be the paladins.
Well, right.
Oh no, do you still have the screaming ball bearing?
I do. So is this the time we're gonna have to get that out of the bag of holding and throw it in the room?
I
Oh,
think that would be at least amusing.
Wow.
Okay, so Tonar puts
Oh,
down
wait,
the.
wait. Hold on. Wait. That's right. Here, I just found it.
I'm
so-
gonna be searching through the bag.
Okay. So, okay, Chris, you have given me a gem of brightness. It says this prism has numerous charges. While you're holding it, you can use it as an action to speak one of the 3 command words. First command word causes the gem to shed bright light in a 30-foot radius. And then I've got another command that I can cause the gem to actually fire off a beam of light with damage. And then the third command causes the gem to flare with blinding light in a 30-foot cone. Let me see if these it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna so I'll step. So I gently kind of move to the front of the darkness. Again, I'm not shoving anyone out of the way, but I kind of move, to the front and pull out the gem of brightness. I don't believe that I attached it to anything, so I would just have this gem. It's a fairly large gem. I kind of shoot a side eye to Luminday as I pull out this gigantic gem, and I'm going to use the third command, which takes 5 charges, and I have plenty of charges. And it says it flares into a blinding light in a 30-foot cone originating from the gem, which I'm holding. It says each creature in the cone must make a saving throw as if struck by the beam created from the previous one. So this is just a more powerful beam.
Yeah.
So what you need to determine is so I'm going to shine it. I'm going to shine it into the darkness, and I'm at the edge of the darkness. So
you need
first
to
of
move your character up to the edge.
Okay.
So that you're right next to
Gotcha.
Shine bright like a.
I think that's about the best I can get.
I can
Okay.
drive over.
That's fine.
Nope, I am on the wall now. This is fine.
Don't put yourself in the darkness. Never know what's in the dark.
So okay, so again, holding the gem. So first of all, it's a 30-foot cone, so you'll have to do the math on that. But it does say that it's a blinding light, 30-foot cone, and if there's any creatures that cone strikes, it's going to be a DC 15 con save or they will be blinded
Okay.
for 1 minute.
So your light shines on this area. There is a pillar as described before. There is a rock formation that is in the floor that has a glowing orange light with steam coming out of it, and bubbles coming out of it. And you can see where your stone hit on the floor.
But no creatures.
No creature.
And so I guess, and it's just an instantaneous thing. It doesn't say that it's a continual. It says causes the gem to flare. So a flare, it just shines and then just draws back. So it'll, or if you choose for it to, I guess it'll enclose back into darkness.
Yeah.
And again, in that 30-foot cone, we didn't see any creatures.
Okay. So it said it could smell me, but not that it could see me. Does that mean that it's also affected by the darkness, or that it can't see?
That's a good question.
So, Chris, real quick, Tonar will let the new rogue, from what he can tell, know that we did find a skin that was pretty much like a snake skin being coming off as it's making new skin and getting bigger. So it could be a reptilian of some sort that's akin to snakes, and they typically don't have very good eyesight in itself. So sense would be a good thing for it to have.
Is there any sort of check I could roll about that, or is that just something that's thrown out there and doesn't get confirmed or denied?
I mean, it's speculation on everyone's part.
We've previously speculated that it is a giant basilisk.
I don't think it's a fishy type of thing that is of a color called red. I think it may have something to do with what we're actually here for. And when I say that, I say, found the ball bearing. I don't know if he's still going to scream after all these years, but, we'll see. And I start unwrapping the ball bearing that was screaming.
Do you want to tell the story of why
I forgot the story. It's been like 4 years.
I think. Goodness, how in the world? The one of our adventurers found a bag of ball bearings, and
it was in my inventory.
Chose to throw the ball bearing down a set of stairs to see if anything was at the bottom of the stairs. And when they threw it, the ball bearing started screaming. And y'all went down the stairs because there wasn't anything at the bottom of the stairs, and you picked up the ball bearing because it was still screaming and kept it. At least that's my knowledge. As far
that sounds about right. Because I think at that time I had a bag of 1,000 ball bearings.
Yeah.
And we did that to trip or do something. I don't exactly remember why we decided to dump the bag of ball bearings, and I retrieved most
Depth
of them, and we had
gauge,
a screaming one.
Set off any traps, perhaps. We're looking at.
So when I unwrap the ball bearing, does it continue to scream?
As soon as the cloth is taken away from the ball bearing, the ball bearing is sitting in the cloth on your hand, it immediately starts screaming. And it is shrill. Your ears are almost to the point of bleeding. It is so loud. It puts the screaming plants from HP season episode, or not episode 1, but
From the first movie.
Yeah, the first movie. It puts it puts those things to shame. Neville would not have been able to handle the screeching of this thing.
So I look at it, go, well, this is gonna end one way or another, and I just throw it.
Okay. When you throw it, you hear it scream, and then that scream gets quieter and quieter and quieter until you hear a thump within the room. And then you start to hear shuffling noise, like feet on gravel.
Every day I'm shuffling.
Zachariah, do you have like more charges on that thing? Because we may need that.
Chris, in my inventory,
I do indeed.
What do you have? What was that? Kingfisher?
In my inventory, I have what's called a crown of hearing. I don't know what it does, but it sounds like it might be useful at this point.
Is that the silver crown of hearing that that Q put on his head, or did you put that on your head?
It's in my inventory, and I don't remember how I got it, but it's there.
Okay.
So
I think we talked about it during the recap. Who was it? Q. Q found the silver band that temporarily blinds him when warned, but enhances his hearing, allowing him to perceive the voices of his allies with heightened clarity. That he may have asked you to hold on to. I don't remember. I can't remember what happened with that. Lisa, did you listen to the episode as recently as today?
The question. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. What?
What did you say?
I said, since you listened to, I know that you listened to the episode 39 today. Do you recall Q with the silver band and whether he handed that to Kingfisher after he got done with it?
Was there a bag of holding somewhere?
Yes. Well, it's the we have a golf bag that is a bag of holding. Seriously, it's a golf bag from the 1973, 74 Callaway golf bag that one of our characters found, and we have a bunch of weapons and other things in there. And I think I don't recall whether the silver band was put in there or not. Q, do you have it in your inventory? You're muted.
We had a gnome in there at one point too, but
in my inventory, where's the button? No, I do not have it listed.
Okay, then it probably either was put into Kingfisher's bag, and I'm pretty sure that's what that is, and I'm pretty sure that's what that crown is.
right.
I can't imagine that we put it into the golf bag because, being what it is. So there you go. We'll just
All right. So anyway,
something.
since we no longer hear the ball bearing, I was wondering if I could use it to hear what's going on. But
you could certainly.
You said
do
it
that.
was.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll plop it on my head and see what happens.
When you prop it on your head, your vision is completely gone. You can't see anything, but you can hear the heartbeats of everyone around you. You can hear their breathing. You can hear the water rushing in that hallway. You can hear the shuffling of feet. And you can hear breathing from the room. And you can hear that ball bearing barely screaming. And then all of a sudden you hear a crunch. Like metal against gravel, almost like a car wreck kind of thing, where it's just metal crushed, and then silence from where the origin of that very, very tiny scream.
Polnar, I regret to report that our little Voltorb is dead.
Well,
as you relay that information, you also, in your mind's eye, with that crown on your head, you can see this room.
I will describe it to the party as you describe it to me.
Okay. You can see the bubbling of molten lava within various areas of the room. You see
The floor is lava.
You see no lava chicken. Let's just be honest. No lava chicken. Okay. But you see
no lava chicken.
You see several pools of molten lava that are bubbling, steaming up. That's the radiant heat that's coming at you and everybody at the door. You can see the shimmer of movement within the room of various bodies. You also can see statues in various poses, looking in various directions, pointing, weapons up, weapons down, looking in every direction. You see pillars, but you can't get a sense of how many are in there or what exactly is going on. But you can hear that shuffling, and you can, in your mind's eye, you can see a movement within movement, like something is moving within them.
So from what I hear, ladies and gentlemen, and creatures of all kinds, this is what we've been looking for. This is the basilisk who turns adventurers to stone, like my dear friend Bronson and Liana, yes. So we take great risk if we go in there. But this is what we came for. This is what we came to defeat. Are we ready, or are we...
I lift up my mace and my dagger, scream the name of a friend of mine, and go rushing into the dark.
Well, we all know he's going to go out violently.
As long as it's not Leroy Jenkins, I'm very happy.
Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy. Just shift that colander.
I'm Leroy. All right. With the crown on my head, since I can see nothing but hear everything, I follow him. I run in and I my talons at the ready.
What is the disposition of the rest of the party? Are you following in or no?
Well, it was good knowing you guys. Bye. I'm kidding. That's actually a good question because I can't see anything.
No, yeah. So I'll go back to the gem of brightness. I've still got it in my hand, and it says the first command word that I can use, which does not use any charges. That it'll shed bright light, 30-foot radius, dim light an additional 30 feet. I don't know if it'll illuminate anything, but because I know the experience from the first thing that we threw in there, but I'll take the gem and, shine it into the darkness. Does anything illuminate?
Which direction are you straight?
Well, the direction that they've ran, as they run into the darkness, I'll and the command word will be show me the light, and show me the evil will be my command word. And with show me the evil, like I said, just kind of put the gem out in front in the direction that they ran to see if it'll illuminate in front of me. It's 30-foot radius of bright, 30, then another 30-foot dim.
And I take flight, by the way, so I don't, become lava chicken.
Yeah, it's not the cone, but still, I mean.
Well, I'm using the cone because
that's fine.
Or I was already doing it.
Yeah, however you want to do it. Yeah, it's actually a 30-foot. It's a radius around me, but however you want to do it. But anyway, so it's like I said, 30 feet, and then of bright, and then an additional 30 feet of dim.
I've tried to include both.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
But the bottom line is we can see. I mean, it is cutting into the darkness.
With the cone up, yes. But why? No, why it's not letting me do the. Okay. Nope. Why? We're having technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Please hold. Cue the music.
No, she was starting a game show.
Okay. So I'm just 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So in actuality, the beam of light hits about where the orange Yanti is, straight ahead of you. You said that this is 30 feet in all directions, though, right?
Yeah, it's radius. Yeah, it's radius.
Okay, well, let's.
Yeah, it's 30-foot radius. Like I said, of bright, and then I've got another 30-foot. So total 60, right? 60-foot radius in total.
Well, because of walls being there, obviously.
Sure. Right. That's fine. However you want to illustrate it. I mean, it's cool by me. But I'm glad it works.
Yeah.
So, because I thought maybe this darkness. Yeah, well, I thought maybe the darkness was, anyway, so and then I don't know how you're going to judge this. If you want me to, do I have to sacrifice my sword or my shield, or I mean, can I somehow attach this? Can I take this gem and attach it somewhere on me?
You're gonna have to hold it in your hand in order to be, almost like Tony Stark.
That's fine.
In holding it when he's Iron Man, to be able to do it. I mean, it's almost like a. I'm trying to think of a palm light. That you're holding onto the box and the light is beaming out in front of you. But
I still use my sword and my shield, I guess.
But once you actually move into the room, it may actually illuminate, the entire room.
I mean, I do have 50 feet of rope. We could probably makeshift a necklace real quick and just have it where it can be attached and hanging around his neck, so he can say 1, 2, 3 Care Bear stare.
I mean, like I said, it's Chris. Only if you are penalizing me in some way from using my sword and my shield or whatever, my weapon and my shield.
Yeah, you're going to have to hold on to the gem in order for it to illuminate the way you want it to. So your weapon or your shield, either one, is going to have to be put down or put away until such time as you can.
Okay, well, obviously, I'll use it in lieu of the shield, so I'll unequip my shield. That's fine.
Okay.
Can he hold the gem in his mouth?
I mean, hey, stranger things have happened.
You're not wrong. I mean, we just
upside down. Yes.
I mean, if I can. I mean, I'll take an action to fasten it around my neck if that's a solution. Okay, cool.
You can certainly do that. It is going to take you some time.
Right, an action. Is that an action?
Yes, it is an action.
Okay, I'll burn an action doing that.
Okay. So several of you are already in the room, including Kingfisher, who's on the other side of one of the lava pools.
Yes, I flew over the lava to avoid becoming lava chicken.
It is extremely, extremely warm in here. I don't deal in Celsius, but as far as Fahrenheit is concerned, I mean, this is not to the point that it singes your feathers, but
to say 45 degrees Celsius.
You definitely are feeling the effects of this room.
It's over 110.
Yes, I know. I got it from the song by Midnight Oil.
So
Beds are burning.
So Kingfisher is in the room, Q is in the room, and Lomende. I will get it eventually. Lomende.
Lomende.
The rest of you are at the door, or not the door, but the entrance into this room. The pebble that Q had thrown into the room disappears. Oh, that was the wrong way. I put reveal instead of hide area. Yeah, there you go. So it disappears. You hear shuffling, moving closer. Kingfisher, you actually can see that there are several Yanti that are moving towards you. There are, let's see, at least 2 Brood Guard and 1 Mind Whisperer that are moving in your direction.
So I'm trying to decipher.
Go ahead.
To come in, well, just to come into the room, which would obviously be since I'm now providing this light, I would obviously want to come into the room. So is that shiver of darkness? I don't want to move into the dark because I'll lose my character. But is that just like a narrow hallway or like a narrow? Is that why there's just a slit of light there?
I did this as a cone at point, so the cone would actually move with you as you go. I'm not exactly sure whether you can actually equip a cone to you and move.
I don't know. But I'm just saying. Oh, okay. Well, it does show a shadow of me if I move. But obviously, my goal would be to move into the room in such a way as to illuminate,
Sure.
my party members and anyone that they're going to fight.
Okay.
So I don't know how you want to reveal that, show that, or whatnot. But that's my intention. That's my intention of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to come into the room in such a way to be able to. There we go. Sure. So just tell me where I stand there, where I'm at, or whatnot.
And if you shift, in any one direction, it's going to illuminate areas. Now,
okay. And like I said, my intention would be to illuminate my friends and the combatants that they're attacking.
Yeah. So Kingfisher, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I'm going to attack. I'm going to two talons to the green and 2 talons to the blue. I'm going to spend a key point. And
as you do
that,
you hear, as you get ready to attack, you hear this just god awful hissing noise from behind the two Yanti that you are getting ready to attack. Come on.
Does my mind's eye see what's hissing at me?
Oh, that's right. You are blind, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
My intention.
Bear with me just 1 second. It takes a while to do the poly version of this. Come on. What I want you to do. All of the pillars within the room illuminate, causing a blinding light. And as Kingfisher goes to strike the first of the Yanti, you hear a hiss directly behind. Wow, God. And that's where we're ending tonight.
All right.
Jeez.
There's not a blind condition on my...
Wow, the cliffhanger of cliffhangers.
But
Well, do you have the blindness condition? I mean, you can mark it as a blindness condition.
I'm looking for that. I can't find it. Where is
It's
It's probably on your character sheet.
Well, no, on D&D Beyond, if you go and look at, you see where your initiative is, you see where your armor class is.
Yes.
Okay, keep going to the right. Defenses.
Conditions. There it is.
There you go.
All right. Blinded.
Yeah,
Yes, and this is a good thing.
and you can toggle.
totally Matt Murdocking this fight.
Wow, nice, nice.
So, adventurers, welcome back to the Iron Realm in Er'fro'ren. And for those of you who are joining us for the very first time, I like to leave on cliffhangers, mainly
Hang
because
nails.
it makes you want to come back for the next one. I'm very excited about this.
Yes.
I hope that you guys had a good time. I know it was very kind of technical and busy, but we are getting back into the swing of things, especially with this particular game, and we haven't played for 3 years. So us being able to reestablish our characters as well as some of the storyline, bringing in a couple of new people, which Lisa and Rhea, I hope that you had a great time tonight. I know there wasn't any big battle, but the next game is going to be huge.
Hold off. By the way, Chris, at the beginning of the broadcast, you said that the indentations that Kingfisher found were in the prostate position. I'm going to assume you meant prostrate.
Well, I was going off of, I may have read it wrong off of the sheet. It is
Those are two totally different positions. I'm just saying.
prostate, prostrate.
Yes,
Yes,
There's a
I agree
difference.
with you on that. Sorry about that. Even I read things wrong. But thankfully, we managed to get through the storm that was coming through right as we were playing tonight. And so we got to rock and roll tonight. I'm very, very, very happy. For those of you who are new to the program and to our episodes, episode 41, or excuse me, episode 40 will be digitally available via YouTube on Sunday.
Which is probably when you're watching us.
Yeah, exactly. And so we record on Wednesdays, and production goes into effect on Sundays. And the trolls in our dungeon are the ones that do all that work.
No. We had to let all the trolls go. We're now 100% human Iron Realm workers. We put a tariff on the trolls.
Yes,
and
Iron Realm workers, me. So, I'm really excited for us to be back. And as much as we've continued to play even when we didn't have this particular game going on.
It's so much fun playing.
Hiatus in there.
Which you could have been there.
Needed to re-energize and get ready to go, but I'm really excited. I'm glad that we're back. So with that being said, please come back next week for episode 41. Be excited, and we've got some great things planned for the years to come, and we will see you the next time that we play Let's Roll.